Hi guys, it's Molly. Good morning. It is currently 4:32 in the morning. What's up? Guess who can't sleep? So I thought, hey, if you can get over the bags under my eyes and my hat and my sweatshirt because it's fall in Minnesota, you wake up, your house is cold as fuck. So, I thought maybe we could talk about what a spiritual awakening is. Because I've tried to talk to some people about it, and some people don't really know what it is. They hear about it, they don't know what it is. So I thought, hey, that might be something to talk about with the Star Gang. So the way I kind of equate it would be like this. A spiritual awakening isn't just like being woke to current political crises and all that. That can be an end result of a spiritual awakening, for sure. You don't have to have a spiritual awakening to be plugged into, what's going on right now. So I want to just get it out that a spiritual awakening isn't just a concept. It's something that actually happens to you. And so I was thinking about it really hard, and I was like, I kind of would relate it to, because I've been trying to explain to a couple of people, and they're like, what? So I've kind of been relating it to maybe like the experience of seeing a ghost. So let's, your whole life, we'll talk about ghosts, because for some reason it's easier to like conceptualize that. So your whole life you've heard that ghosts exist. And you like live your life and you're like, yeah, I'll get on board with that. I feel okay with it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there probably is some spirits or whatever. Or you're like, nah, I'm a science chick. Nope. Rationality, superstition is not gonna penetrate the noggin. You could be one of those. So you're sitting in your room and all of a sudden you see a full-blown apparition standing right in front of you. There's no turning back. You now know the truth. You now know that ghosts exist. So that's kind of like what a spiritual awakening is. I don't want to get it, get too intertwined in my examples. There is no ghosts that are included in a spiritual awakening. You don't need to see a ghost to have a spiritual awakening. That's just an example. So, what is the spiritual awakening? What is the process? So, it's hard. It's hard. Everybody kind of goes through their own thing. And everyone is a little bit different, but they're kind of mostly follow a similar pattern. And it kind of goes like this. So, and I'm just going to go from my examples. Just because, that's how I lived it. So for me, it might be a little more intense, a little more hardcore. I am a clairaudient, intuitive empath, so I had some next level stuff that I had to glow up on, level up on, and that some other people may not have to deal with in their awakening. Well, let me take it back there. Who get to deal with, I should say. Not have to deal with. Who get to deal with. So, all right. My awakening story. So, I believe my awakening started just over 4 years ago when, how do I want to do this? I'm going to do it this way. I had this little black egg that lived inside of me. It was pushed way down, this little black egg. And part of the spiritual awakening is cracking open the little black egg. And so my awakening started when I believe, when I got we got the diagnosis of my dad's terminal lung disease. So my dad was diagnosed with a terminal lung disease, and he, like, that lung disease has like a 3 to 5 year life expectancy once diagnosed. And my dad, being the true champion he is, outlived the life expectancy by many years. And so I had, and now this disease that my dad had, there is no cure. And we knew he would pass from this disease. And so for about 7 years, I would say, I had this impending doom constantly laying down on me. And you guys, if I get teary, it's just because I'm talking about tough things. I am an empath. It's really hard for me to talk about emotions without feeling them. So I'm just, I'm fine talking about this, but if a tear comes out or so, it's just part of the process. So this impending doom, serious impending doom, came upon me. And then so that cracked the little black egg inside me. It cracked out hard. And this little black egg, it is the thickest shell ever. It has survived for 45 years. And so the shell cracked. And then a couple years, it was just a crack. And then a couple years passed. And then out of the blue, intuitive Molly, who knows, where everybody goes to for help, found out a really big secret that she had no idea about. And I got a gut punch from a spouse that was doing things they weren't supposed to be doing. And that took me down. I was disappointed in myself that I didn't see it, I didn't feel it. I couldn't figure out how this happened. So that really cracked the egg. And then, bear with me, I just have to open my door and let my dog out of the room. And then, so my egg's been cracked a couple of times. And then, and this is like, awakening 101. This happens to a lot of people. And then I met a catalyst. And that is a person who will come into your life and kind of kick your ass emotionally. And kind of take you down and make you really look at things in yourself that hasn't been healed. And so I dealt with that catalyst for about a year and tried to make a connection, that didn't work, tried to sever the cord. That was, some weird shit that kept coming back. Kept trying to sever the cord, kept growing back. I was like, what the fuck? And so, then my dad died. And that was intense. That was insane. I'm in Minneapolis, and my folks are in Florida, live in Florida. And so, my sister and I went down to Florida, and this was right before COVID. And I was in the room with my dad, and I got to witness the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I was watching someone be surrounded with love and leave this bodily form that they have. And it was so intense. And once again, I'm a really strong empath, and so there was a bunch of energy swirling around in that hospital room that day when I was there with my dad and he was dying. I felt death come into the room, and it was truly awesome, and not in the awesome dude sense of the way, dictionary definition sense of the way. It was truly awesome to be in the presence of such swirling energy. And then we all held my dad until he passed. And when we left the hospital and in the parking lot, I almost passed out. I was taking in all this energy. This serious next level energy that I had never experienced like that before. And I got back to my mom's house and I puked all night long. I just was barfing like crazy, and everybody was like, oh, it's stress, oh, it's nerves. And it was, I'm sure, it was the worst day of my life. But I was also being introduced to this awesome energy. And that cracked the egg even more. The egg was just a brittle shell now. This black egg, man. So now I'm back in Minnesota. The catalyst person that I had met tried to make things right with that person, and it's just so confusing, and it just a lot of things kind of happen in between that, which was very triggering, and it caused me to have to work on childhood issues. And this is classic awakening things. Caused me to have to work on issues of abandonment, issues of being left behind, issues of, your basic, think of any 14-year-old girl, whatever issues would be there, childhood issues that I had stuffed down and had no idea were there. And this person triggered the fuck out of them. And it wasn't a very nice experience. And very, very painful. And I'm saying this, you guys, I'm explaining this because, in smaller cultures and tribes and shit, when people go through spiritual awakenings, they're paired up with somebody, a mentor, with somebody else who has gone through it. Because it's fucking intense. And it's scary, and it's beautiful, and it's cool as fuck, and it's all of that all wrapped up. So that's why I'm telling you this. In case you were going through this, you're not alone. There's literally millions of people who've gone through the exact same thing. There's tons of books on it. There's tons of other things on it. But if you don't know what's happening, it can be really freaky. And it's the universe adjusting your insides, alchemizing your insides so you can heal. And when you heal, you're going to be awesome after. You truly are, I promise you. So back to my story. One instance with the catalyst was so hardcore that it blew my egg apart. It blew it apart. And out of the egg came all these wounds, these traumas from my childhood, a specific trauma that I had regressed and stuff down. And you guys, this has nothing to do with my dad. My dad was an amazing stand-up man. He never traumatized me in any sense whatsoever. So I really want to put that out there. My dad loved me with all his heart. And he was a great man. And sorry, my dog is going insane right now. Okay, there we go. He needs to be tucked in at 4:30 in the morning. And so this catalyst blew me apart. The egg is annihilated. And guess what? Wah, wah, wah. I glow up. Personally, for me, with my gifts and my abilities, they amped up like a motherfucker. And there's other instances, I believe they were little tests that the universe was throwing out for me as a clairaudient, intuitive empath to see if I can handle that experience. And I did. I handled it. So then they threw me another more intense one, and I was able to handle that and take in that energy. Glow up. So the awakening, my loves, is a process that'll free you. It's hardcore, for sure. For sure. Very emotional, but very beautiful too, because you'll start getting gifts. So when it happens, when the awakening triggers, you may see synchronicities. You may look at the clock and all of a sudden see 555, 333, 1111. You might start seeing it everywhere. You might start seeing signs. You go outside and the leaves in the trees are twinkling. They're shaking in the breeze and you're looking at it and it's like, brings in all this emotion. You're feeling feelings that you never felt since you were maybe a teenager, cruising for guys in the summer in your car with your girls, and you're all like, yeah, life's good. You got that glow that a teenager gets. That comes back. What? Say what? It does. It does. So, there's so much more to talk about, you guys, about awakenings, but that's just tapping on it. I do suspect that I do maybe know some people who might be going through this, and it's a weird process. You might think you're going nuts. You might think you're going crazy. You might think, what the fuck is happening to me? It's all part of the process. It's all part of cracking your egg. And just know there is an end to the awakening. There is, well, not an end, because you don't ever, I mean, it's like you're glowing up now. You've crossed the other side. You now know. And you're part of an amazing tribe now. You're part of something bigger. And welcome. It's insane, isn't it? All right. So, you know, hang in there. If you're going through an awakening, hang in there. Enjoy the ride. Try to learn as much as you can. What's happening is all of you're shedding. You're just shedding all this negativity. You're shedding all this doubt. You're healing. You're healing inside. It's this spiritual, magical miracle that has been bestowed upon you. Lucky you. And you're a warrior, and you're going to make it through it. And the other side is amazing. So stay tight. Hang tight. Once that egg gets cracked and releases everything that you have stuffed down, you haven't healed, you haven't taken care of. Once that happens, oh, good fortune will come. And good fortune doesn't mean money. It could, absolutely. Very well, actually. You probably will, advance in that. But the good fortune will come in your heart. It'll come in your soul. You will be a fucking different person. And it'll be awesome. So, hang in there. Enjoy your awakening. And I love you. If you need some mentor help on that, you can reach out. You can, there's lots of information on YouTube. Guys, I had to stumble through mine all alone. I don't have any friends that I can really geek out with on metaphysical stuff. If you want to geek out on metaphysical stuff with me, call me. Text me. Email me. I'm jonesing. All right, guys. Here's a little quickie on that. All right, bye-bye. Good morning. Goodbye.